السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. We continue inshallah in this class where we were talking about the Tawheed al-Rububiyyah and how it was handled by ulama al-Kalam and how it was handled by in Kitab and Sunnah, and the difference in the way it was proven. And we talked about إثبات وجود الله, and we saw دليل الحدوث, the proof of origination, and دليل الممكن والواجب, contingency and necessity, how these were set up in علم الكلام and the refutation of them. And we talked about also إثبات اليوم الآخر, how the established existence of the hereafter, and that it was refuted very easily by Ibn Taymiyyah and others. And we talked about how we as Muslims look at the ayat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how Quran gave us the proof without need to all this kind of philosophical based argument that doesn't go with the simplicity and the directness of Quran. And we talked about Dalil al-Fitra and all the ayats that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned to us, which is a natural disposition, the fitra, and the dalil of the cosmic signs, al-ayat al-kawniyya, what's in the kawn. We talked about dalil al-khalq, the creation, dalil al-taswiyya wa-taqdir, proportioning and measuring. And we talked about الهداية, the guidance, دليل الهداية. قال ربنا الذي أعطى كل شيء خلقه ثم هدى. And you see that everything, even at the end, I told you how the khalaya, if you're cutting part of your body, the khalaya come out in the same exact way and function and shape that it was before. And if it's in a dhifr, it grows up to dhifr. If it's in ayn, if an ear, it goes up to like the ear. It's exactly, this is hidayah, this is guidance. What is it telling these different, the same basic cell? How does it know that it has to be here in this shape, here is this shape, here is this shape? Inside, it goes to this shape and this shape and this shape. Exactly. How? We don't know. This is the Dalil al-Hidayah, the guidance, the proof of guidance. There is the evidence of sensory perception, which is al-hiss, what we see actually. What we see. We see in front of us a lot of evidence for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We see in how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ijabat al-du'a, how He answered our prayers. Say, who rescued you from the darkness of the land and sea when you call upon Him, imploring aloud and privately in Surah Al-An'am. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول أَمَّنْ يُجِيبُ الْمُضْطَرَّ إِذَا دَعَاهُ, and who is actually answering the needy if he called upon Him in the time of need. Allah this is something we see. Then people, when they make dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help them in one way or the other. It always help comes to the people who make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is in front of us. This is there are other things like miracles. and supernatural events like المعجزات والكرامات. معجزات الله سبحانه وتعالى والكرامات الصالحين, which is not the Sufis. Sufis are crazy, they're crazies. But we're talking about karamat, the real thing which exists. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives some people some good things to happen in their lives, but they don't publish it. They don't go out and publish it and talk about it and make it a sign for the other people in order to worship them. Once they do that, they are not salihin. We know that they are fake, and they are just acting and tricking people. But in the private life of good people, they actually it was reported to us some of these good things, like Rasul Sallam hadith, he said الرؤيا الصالحة جزء من 40 جزء من النبوة. When you see in your رؤيا manam, in sleep, you see something and you find that it really happens like this. This is one part of 40 of prophecy. It is the رؤيا الصالحة جزء من 40 جزء. So that's a given thing. It's a given thing, because always prophets and messengers, they always started with رؤى صالحة. It's part of it. It's part of prophecy. It always starts like this. They see things in their manam, and it happens. They see things even in what we call أحلام اليقظة. أحلام اليقظة, which is what you dream of when you are even still conscious, but you see things, and then it develops to seeing things actually, malaika and all things that comes to you, you know. So الرؤيا الصالحة هذا فهذا these miracles of the prophets, you know, the miracles of the prophets, of the prophets, like Hasa Musa and you know, and Safinat Noah, the ship of Noah, and having Yunus out of the whale. There are miracles that's been performed. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, in the fire, never hurt him. These miracles is dalil al-hiss, you know, evidence of perception. It's what we see, what we actually see with our eyes. People saw that. Of course, with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was miracles. He had miracles, but it wasn't his main miracle. He had miracles, like the shajara that كانت تحن إليه, when he used to go and make khutbah beside a tree, and then he left. So they used to hear the shajara like having pain. So he went there and he put his blessed hands on the shajara and it stopped. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قل من ينجيكم من ظلمات البر والبحر تدعونه تضرعا وخفيا أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. شوف سيدنا موسى قال فرعون وما رب العالمين. Tell me, who is رب العالمين؟ قال رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إن كنتم موقنين. قال لمن حولي ألا تسمعون؟ قال ربكم ورب آبائكم الأولون. قال إن رسولكم الذي أرسل إليكم لمجنون. So one of the good things, the beautiful things about this ayah is when Pharaoh told him, tried to make fun of him and said, "Ha, do you hear this guy? What is he saying?" When he said, قال رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما إن كنتم موقنين, Sayyidina Musa didn't answer him. He didn't pay attention even to what he said. He continued his talk to the people. He said, قَالَ رَبُّكُمْ وَرَبُّ آبَائِكُمُ الْأَوَّلُونَ. He didn't say no, or he didn't get into any jadal, into any argument with Fir'aun, and he said. He just continued his way, in his rule, in what he said. So the Fir'aun, he had nothing to say. He said, oh, he's crazy. قال إن رسولكم الذي أرسل إليكم لمجنون. So the brother, another proof, the consensus, دليل إجماع. The consensus of 99.9% of humanity is to worship of a higher power which exists and take care of us until from birth to death. That's a common. How it look like, what is called, what's the attributes, people got confused about that. But the fact still remains that they all had the consensus on the existence of this power, and to look for this power up, أعلى, to up. There is a creator. If you see how many people said there is a creator versus those who see there is no creator, you'll find it's a fraction of the fraction of humanity. So that's built into the DNA of human beings, actually. It doesn't need any علم الكلام, دليل العقل, your brain, our brain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala set in Quran a lot of proofs, like logical proof, the chain of causality. فإنهم يعلمون كما تعلمون ولا يرجون من الله وترجون من الله ما لا يرجون. He said, if you feel when you fight your enemy, if you feel كنتم تعلمون, if you feel pain in this fight, فإنهم يعلمون كما تعلمون. See the guidance, see the logic. They are feeling pain like you, and that's true. That's a very basic, big rule in the art of military, that build on the assumption, the real assumption that your enemy is suffering as you're suffering. It's not only you. It's not only you suffering. Don't say, oh, I'm losing, I'll leave. No, because he's losing as well. It's who he's going to break first. وذلك الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم قال وما النصر إلا صبر ساعة. النصر is the patience of the last hour. Who is going to last the last hour? Because he's losing, you're losing. So فإنهم يعلمون كما تعلمون وترجون من الله ما لا يرجون. وترجون من الله ما لا يرجون. You are expecting from Allah the help and even you die the Jannah, which they are not going to have. So the pain is the same, the suffering is the same, but you are going to get more. وترجون من الله ما لا يرجون. This is عقل. This is psychology, right? It's not faith. It's faith in the last part, but in the beginning, فإنهم يعلمون كما تعلمون. This is psychology. This is how war is performed, right? A lot of براهين العقلية in Quran. How you go and water the plant, it goes up, and then after that it loses the green, and it goes in the kharif, in the fall. All this falls, and then how it goes back again green. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, look, take example of this in your life. How you are born and get strong and good, and then you decline a little bit, and then you fall, right? But you're not going to go back like the tree, because the tree is the nature of the tree. Our nature is to go bye-bye, we go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there are a lot of logical, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا يَأْتُونَكَ بِمَثَلٍ إِلَّا جِئْنَاكَ بِالْحَقِّ وَأَحْسَنَ تَفْسِيرًا. They will never get you of any example or any proof or anything. وَلَا يَأْتُونَكَ بِمَثَلٍ, here, this, كذا, إِلَّا جِئْنَاكَ بِالْحَقِّ. We will get you the real understanding of this. شفت? The real understanding of this. وَأَحْسَنَ تَفْسِيرًا. And better explanation and understanding of what they're talking about. They get these proofs and stuff. No. جئناك بالحق. We bring you حق وأحسن تفسيرا, and better understanding. See, this is the proof of the evidence of reason. The evidence of reason. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make all the reasoning. You see, and he gave us actually, there are some rules in Quran like أسس عقلية, like intellectual foundation, basis, intellectual basis. One of them, العدم لا يخلق شيئا. Nothing can create something. That's the basic rule of intellectual understanding, that you can create something from nothing. You know, they said who brought this in the Renaissance or something. No, the Quran brought this before, 1400 years before. You know, أم خلقوا من غير شيء, right? Because nothing can come from nothing. أم خلقوا من غير شيء. شوف, little question, but it has a huge intellectual base. That nothing comes from, something can never come from nothing. There has to be something to come from. The something come from it. أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون. So if you know that this rule, العدم لا يخلق شيئا, the only thing left is that you are the creator then. Either Allah the creator, or you the creator, or there is no creation. Now there is creation. So the second question, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أم هم الخالقون? Are you the creator? No, then the creator is the creator. It's a very, very powerful, in 2 ayahs, very powerful proof of Allah. See the difference in approach. The difference in approach between Quran, the proofs of Quran, of existence of Allah, is huge. And this goes with all the ayat of Rububiyyah. You look at the Quran, all of it. Just please read it this way. See it this way, you will be so happy, because you will see the proof of Allah in every one of them, very, very powerful. There is nothing powerful than this one I'm telling you. أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون. The third one is Allah is the creator. خلاص, nothing. And you cannot say yes to the first or yes to the second. Never. Nobody can say that. Nobody can say something can come from nothing, and nobody can say we created these things. So here you go. What else? What else you want? What an atheist want? See? So this rule is there. Nothing can never create something. The other thing, that an action, that something, the action, is a mirror of the capacity of the actor. when any action you do is actually mirroring your capacity. Like when I grab the bag from the grocery store, and this is what I can. If Arnold, pick 200 kilograms from 100 kilograms and walk, his capacity is like 60 times mine, right? So when we see him doing that, we say this guy's capacity is to do this act. And this guy's his capacity is to do this act. Every action every action mirrors the capacity of the doer, right? And some of his attributes. I am a male. I can. If it's a female, she can't even carry this, heavy bag from. She leaves her husband to come. But it mirrors some of his attributes in a simple way. Of course, in a simple way, because me as a man, I don't have only this attribute of being able to carry these other things. But in a simple way, it gives you if somebody is watching, said, "Oh, this guy has some muscle, he can do that." So it gives you the limit of how much you can lift. So look at the universe. Doesn't this give us a feeling? Because some people say, why, in God's sakes, why Allah created all this space? For what? For who? We are Mu'mins, we know everything. It was enough for us to see Jupiter and this and only our Majara. But the point is, the door is it's not about you. It's not about your existence. Your little thing that doesn't mean anything except to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this thing, if you follow him. It is about his capacity, his qudra, So he said, no, I'll do 100 billion, 200 billion of your galaxy, and inside your galaxy I'll do 200 billion of your star system. How about that? And this reflects only a part of the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't forget, because like I said, the act reflects some of the attributes. That all you understand by the way you understand from the ayahs, from Quran. The ayat is telling you this, but it's talking to you as logic, as a brain, to your brain. This is an intellectual basis. There is another piece. فاقد الشيء لا يعطي. The one who doesn't have something cannot give it. How can you give something you don't have? فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه. That's what you said in Arabic. The one who doesn't have something, he cannot give this thing to another. He cannot contribute to another with this thing. A person doesn't have mercy. He cannot teach his kid to be merciful, right? A guy who doesn't have money, he cannot help the other by giving them money, right? But he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. The guy who is low in IQ, he can't teach algebra and AI to somebody else, right? Because فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه. You know فاقد الشيء. يفقد means to lose. She is the thing. The one who loses, he doesn't have the. It must have an expression for that in English, but I don't know what it is. But فاقد الشيء, the one who doesn't have something, can never give it to others. So when you give something to others, means that you have this thing. So look to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us, you know, all the mercy, you know, all the intellect, all the ilm, all these things are very, 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 very little examples of who gave it to us. So you can't say that we were created from something that doesn't have this thing. How? Where did we get it from? We have to get it from, because فاقد الشيء لا يعطيه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has to have all these things to the maximum, to where we cannot even think beyond our thoughts. You know, so this is what we talk about. This is what this is what Tawheed al-Rububiyyah is all about. When we talk about, so we talked before that there are three distinctive sections of studying Tawheed. Tawheed is one thing. In Quran, do you see in Quran something called Tawheed al-Rububiyyah? No, we put label. So but the ayahs of Tawheed al-Rububiyyah there, right? There's nothing called Tawheed al-Rububiyyah. There's Asma wa Sifat. Yeah, there is وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Yeah, but there is no ayah or chapter or something called Asma wa Sifat. There is not. It is all for the purpose of studying. So keep this in mind. Keep the integrity of Tawheed in your mind, because this is how you read Quran. And then detail it when you talk, in order to convey it to the people you talk to, or you teach, or for yourself to understand and be clear about what it is. So we talked about Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, which is the attribute, which is Rububiyyatullah fawqa al-khalq, which is His existence. Right, existence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how the proofs of His existence. This is the part of Tawheed al-Rububiyyah. We are talking about Rabb, Allah, Al-Khaliq, Al-Raziq, Al-Alim. You know, this Rabb is what these ayahs are talking about and telling us. This is your Allah. وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ Rabbi wa Rabbukum. This is a fact. By the way, this is a fact. This is not something they call us to do. It's a fact. But what is the order then? Fa'budu. In Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum is not an order. It's just a fact. You have to understand this. Fa'budu. Then, if we agree that Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum, okay, and we read all the ayahs of Rububiyyah and في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار, all these things and everything about that, all what we said in Tawheed al-Rububiyyah, okay. وأن الله ربي وربكم. Do we agree? Yes. But I can go home and sleep then, and I go home and wear my miniskirt. وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي رَبُّكُمْ, yes, but I wear my miniskirt. So, because, okay, so what? You know? No. Here is the risalat al-rusul. Here is the message of messengers. فَاعْبُدُوا فَالترتيب. Then worship Him. Make ibadah to Him. هذا صراط مستقيم. This is the right path. استعبدوه. It's not for Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum. If you get confused with Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum, then it means that we are not on the same foot here. Because you see, when Jesus said وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ رَبِّي وَرَبُّكُمْ, he was on the same foot with مع الحواريون. فلما أحس عيسى منهم الكفر from Bani Israel. قال من أنصاري إلى الله? Who is going to support me in the cause of Allah? قال الحواريون نحن أنصار الله. That's why we call them Nasara. We don't call them Masihiyin. By the way, in Egypt, they hate. They will be so angry if you tell a Christian, أنت نصراني? يقول لك ها أنا مسيحي. Because he knows the Nasrani is the word of Allah. قال نحن أنصار الله آمنا بالله واشهد بأننا مسلمون أو بأننا مسلمون أشهد بأننا مسلمون. So this is so he told the Hawarin on the same foot إن الله ربي وربكم فاعبدوا هذا الصراط المستقيم. You will find all these things all the way in Quran. When we are going to talk next time about Tawheed al-Uluhiyya, you know, أو توحيد العبادة أو توحيد الطلب. They call it توحيد الطلب والإرادة. Because توحيد no, I'm confused. The next, no, we're going to talk about Asma wa Sifat now. Because Tawheed al-Rububiyyah is Ar-Rabb himself, and then the names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before we move to. So the names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there are two very big problems that came into the Islamic thought that caused all this confusion and sects and all these bad people and bid'ah and ahl. Only two problems were originated every single sect you hear about. Two things. One, Asma wa Sifat, the problem of Asma wa Sifat. One is the definition of Iman. These two, every single sect came out of one of these two. Do you imagine that nothing came out except from these two? The confusion Asma wa Sifat, the confusion of the definition of Iman. That's what created every sect Muslims has ever known. And next time, inshallah, we're going to talk about the Asma wa Sifat, and we'll cast a little light on how this contributed to the one of the biggest problems in the Islamic thought, which created al-Mu'tazila, created al-Asha'ira, created al-Jahmiyyah. They were the reason behind creating this Asma wa Sifat, were behind the creation of these sects. Mafhum, definition of Iman, was behind the creation of al-Murji'ah, and it was actually also built into some al-Mu'tazila, but it wasn't the main thing. The main thing was Asma wa Sifat. And then al-Murji'ah and al-Jahmiyyah. Al-Jahmiyyah were based on the confusion in Asma wa Sifat and in Iman. They confused both of them together, and there was a big misunderstanding to the kuffar actually. So inshallah next time we're going to talk about the Asma wa Sifat, names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then we will continue to the Tawheed al-Uluhiyyah if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.